It was more a case of being out of view. So that's where I camped. And I've got to get back up there to get back on the trail. So we're in the Langdale Valley now. And you can see the weather has changed. I'm going to say for the worse, but it's actually so much cooler. So I'm quite relieved in some ways, but slightly worried. So that's where we've come from. And that's what we're going to. Yes, the weather has really changed this morning. The last 2 hours kind of got darker and darker, making me more worried. I've had spots of rain, but nothing too dramatic, so I'm hoping it stays that way. So as I was saying before, we've come out of the Langdales and we're heading uphill now. It's just uphill all the way. I'm actually on the standard Cumbria Way at the moment, going up. This will be Snake Pass, I think it's called, which is the highest part of the normal Cumbrian Way. However, at the bottom of the pass, I turn, I think it's in a more westerly direction, and probably gain almost twice as much height going up to, I think it's called Rossett Pike and Glaramara and a few other places, which obviously we'll explore when we get there. I'm just talking more now because I know I'm out of the wind, so hopefully better audio. But it's looking pretty dramatic, and in some ways, yeah, it's almost like normal Lake District. I just felt some more rain. Yeah, it seems to be gathering a little bit of momentum. I'm sure it'll definitely get more as we go higher. And my plan today is really to try and get as close to Keswick as I can. I think if I can get over the top of the mountains that I'm envisaging, hopefully the weather's not too bad. If it is, I can drop down to the normal Cumbria Way. Right, see you later. Right, that's me pulled out for the day. must be in the Lake District because I can't see a blooming thing. This is Crag. We're going over that way now to Glaramara. Well, another fine view. So that's Glaramara. And I'd like to say now that when I get to the top, it's just 20 metres short of Coniston Old Man. Well, it's a similar size. I'm just looking at my watch. It's 20 to 12. So I think if I can get to the top of there, I then can say I did 3 Wainwrights before lunch. Right, let's get moving then. But only doing them if they kind of pop up. I'm only counting the ones I video. Right, I think that's the path over there. Right, I shall see you at the top. However, the good news is we're going down now, but we're not going that way. Hopefully get out of the wind and out of the mist. I've just noticed there's a shelter around here, which given I'm at the top of this grand mountain, I think I deserve a rest. Well, that's nice and cosy. Really out the wind. Right, drink and food. So the red line is the Cumbria Way. And down here we've got New Dungeon Gill, which we kind of started there in the Langdales this morning. Kind of came 2 miles from over here. And I then went over Rossett Pike, over to Crags, which is this way. And you can see the normal Cumbria Way goes this way, over the state pass. But we're currently here at Glaramara, and where I want to get to next, and it's all downhill, so I'm really pleased. Downhill to here, then it's fairly flat, although you have to go up Castle Crag a bit, and then on to Grange, which is here, which I'm hoping to have a cafe break. So I'm curious, probably will take an hour or two, so 2 o'clock. That'd be quite a nice time to have another break. And like I say, I do want to get to Keswick today. So the mountain route goes this side of the lake to Wall Crag, whereas the normal route goes on the west side of the lake. Right, this is what I've got to look forward to. So I've just come over the brow of the hill to be greeted by that. What a grand sight it is. You can see the route ahead of me. So in the far distance we have Derwentwater, and then after that Keswick, and then the distant mountains of Skiddaw, which will probably be my last big ascent. Right, need to push on. It keeps, every time I stop it seems to start trying to rain. I don't know if that's just because the rain sort of catches up with me. I'm just better getting lower. But lower I'm certainly going to go. We are down off the mountains now, and we follow the River Derwent in the direction it's flowing, and we're following it all the way to Grange, and then we're coming along here and there's chains here to help us, which is really good. A bit awkward with one hand, but yeah, I'll say very helpful. Fairly certain that's the worst bit. Relatively plain sailing from now on. Oh, we have some pots here. So in actual fact, it's the Wyatt J. So yeah, this is the Derwent River, Grange Bridge. This tree was planted by Borrowdale school children to commemorate the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II in June 1953. So I'm on the east side of the lake now, climbing up steadily but surely. Yes, we're on our way to Wall Crag now, quite some distance away, and once we get to the top it's actually quite a nice walk. I'm hoping we managed to find a surprise view. We're on our way to Walnascow now, but look at the views. Can't help being motivated when you see views like that. Directly opposite, over that way, is Cat Bells. Not many people there today. I can tell it's not the weekend. The claimed summit of Wall Crag. And directly in line we have Lakeland and then Skiddaw. And I guess okay, it's almost like too early to finish now, so I'm thinking I might try and get to Skiddaw, but first going to Keswick. Hi folks, so I just thought I'd catch up with you at the end of the day. I'm at the bottom of Skiddaw and I'm just tucked away off the path, not too far away. Today managed to do 23 miles. I'm surprised I did 6,000 feet of ascent. And the other thing of course was that I achieved fish and chips in Keswick. That's a real bonus. So tomorrow I want to get up Skiddaw, which is that way. I think again there's probably about 4 or 5 Wainwrights, and the way things are going, touch wood, I should manage to get to Dalton, possibly. I'll keep my fingers crossed, because that means I will have done what I set out to do in 3 days, which I'll be really pleased if I manage that. I've had some cracking time on those mountains. It's funny, I've been thinking about doing the Cumbria Way mountain route for quite some time, and I kept putting it off for various reasons. But now I'm 2/3 into it, I'm like, why haven't I done it before? I can definitely highly recommend it. Right, no more talking. I'm going to put my tent up. Well, there you go, we've got a fox. So there's my evening view.